King Charles III's announcement of Princess Anne's coronation as queen caused a huge change in British royal history and shocked people around the world. The surprising change sparked debate about the future of the British monarchy and the bold idea of a kingdom ruled by a pair of brothers. What made him decide to do so? What will happen to Anne and Camilla's relationship? We find out. And do you know King Charles and Princess Anne? Leave an A in the comments if you do. Princess Anne is a royal icon of duty and style. Since turning 18, Anne has completed over 20,000 engagements, earning her the title of the royal family's most loyal supporter. Vanity Fair magazine noted that she has a sharp tongue and is full of clever quips, like her father. Reflecting on her early public roles, she stressed that it was not just about doing the work, it was also about providing support. She stated that it took her about 10 years to feel safe enough to participate in public conversations organized by Save the Children. This was due to the fact that she needed to have a thorough grasp of the organization's basic operations. Anne's first trips were extremely significant. She performed 11,088 engagements between 2002 and 2022, making her the most engaged member of the royal family. She is sometimes considered the most devoted member of the royal family. It is widely acknowledged that Anne is one of the most beloved members of the British royal family. Camilla, editor of The Telegraph, has hailed her as a national treasure, highlighting her status. Although Anne is known for her strict adherence to protocol, she is also known to occasionally break the rules. Anne does not make a habit of shaking hands with members of the public on walks because she believes it is impossible to meet everyone. At her daughter's horse races, she is also seen doing everyday activities, such as mending fences and queuing for the toilet with other spectators. Anne has also championed many unusual causes, including the National Lighthouse Museum, and making boating accessible. Thanks to the example of her parents, Anne has continued to be dedicated to her royal duties. Anne is known for her ability to maintain a sense of elegance and respect. Edward Enninful, editor of British Vogue, declared that Princess Anne was a true fashion hero, as she was one of the first to embrace sustainable fashion long before it became widely known. She mostly wore clothes from British design houses, and her signature style included tweeds and tailored suits. She was known for her classic style. A floral dress she wore to both Prince Charles's wedding in 1981 and Lady Rose Windsor's wedding in 2008 is an example of her penchant for wearing the same outfit multiple times. She was known for her penchant for wearing the same outfit multiple times. She was made a patron of the British Fashion and Textile Association, which is a testament to her appreciation for vibrant prints and bright colors. Many times her clothing choices reflected the activities she engaged in, such as horseback riding, as well as the necessities of her busy travels. She was often photographed in the 1970s and 1980s, wearing cardigans, puff sleeves, colorful floral prints, and multicolored stripes. These outfits were worn in a variety of images. She was also known for being one of the few female members of the royal family to wear military uniforms. This was a position she held. According to The Guardian, she was said to rarely appear at royal gatherings without a brooch. She wore a variety of hats, from baseball caps to brightly decorated hats. As part of London Fashion Week in the year 2020, she was the one who presented the Queen Elizabeth II Award for British Design to the winners. At the age of 21, Princess Anne made her first appearance on the cover of British Vogue in September 1971. She went on to make further appearances in the May and November 1971 issues, during which she highlighted her engagement to Mark Phillips. Princess Anne has been featured on the cover of British Vogue 3 times. Additionally, she was highlighted as the primary topic of the issue of Vanity Fair, which was published in May of the year 2020. In 2024, Tatler named her one of the most stylish royals in Europe. However, in November 2002, she became the first member of the royal family to be convicted of an animal offense. She was fined £500 for owning an uncontrolled dog, in breach of the Dangerous Dogs Act 1991. Anne is the 7th Princess Royal, a title that is exclusively given to the sovereign's eldest daughter. Anne is the sole Princess Royal and retains this title. In addition to being Anne's great-aunt, Princess Mary, Countess of Harewood, who was the daughter of King George V, was also the past bearer of the title. There are a number of prestigious titles that Anne possesses, including the titles of Royal Knight Companion of the Most Noble Order of the Garter Extra Knight of the most ancient and most noble Order of the Thistle, Grand Master of the Royal Victorian Order, Dame Grand Cross of the most venerable Order of the Hospital of St. John of Jerusalem, recipient of the Royal Family Order of Queen Elizabeth II, and personal aide-de-camp to the sovereign. The early years of Princess Anne's life were influenced by a number of factors, including her bond with Charles, which played a significant role in his choice to choose her as queen. The early years of Princess Anne's rise to royal status. On the 15th of August, 1950, at 11:05 a.m. British Summer Time, Anne was born in Clarence House. Her grandpa, King George VI, was the reigning monarch at the time of her birth. She is the only daughter of Princess Elizabeth, Duchess of Edinburgh, who would later become Queen Elizabeth II, and Philip, Duke of Edinburgh. She is the second child both of her parents have from their marriage. A 21-gun salute was used to signal the arrival of the soldiers in Hyde Park. Cyril Garbett, the Archbishop of York, performed Anne's baptism on the 21st of October 1950 in the music room of Buckingham Palace. Anne was baptized into the Catholic Church. She was the third in line to the British throne at the time of her birth, following her mother and her elder brother Charles, who would eventually become King Charles III. Her mother preceded her in the line of succession. She progressed to the second-place position in 1952, following the passing of her grandpa and the assumption of leadership by her mother. At the moment, she is operating in the 17th place in the line of succession. The responsibility of caring for Anne, as well as her brothers Charles Andrew and Edward, was given to Catherine Peebles. Peebles became responsible for Anne's education when she was residing at Buckingham Palace. As a result, Anne was unable to attend the coronation of her mother in 1953 because she was too young. The first Buckingham Palace Company of Girl Guides was re-established in May 1959 in order to provide Anne with the opportunity to interact with girls of her age, much as her mother and aunt had done when they were younger. By this time, the Holy Trinity Brompton Brownie Pack was already a part of the organization. Up until 1963, when Anne started attending boarding school, the business continued to function normally. 1963 was the year when Anne joined the Benenden School community. The year 1968 marked the completion of her studies, during which she earned 6 GCEO levels and 2 A levels. It was in 1969, when she was 18 years old, that she first started taking on royal responsibilities. In addition to being Camilla's older sister, Anne is the second wife of Charles III and the Queen Consort of the United Kingdom. Additionally, Anne had a brief relationship with Richard Meade, who competed in the Olympics as an equestrian. Camilla's childhood, a story that has never been told. On the 17th of July, 1947, Camilla Rosemary Shand made her entrance into the world at King's College Hospital, which is located in London. The family lived in 2 different locations: their rural house in Plumpton, East Sussex, and their residence in South Kensington, London. Her family shared their time between the 2 locations. Her parents were the Honourable Rosalind Cubitt, daughter of Roland Cubitt, 3rd Baron Ashcombe, and Major Bruce Shand, a former officer in the British Army who later became a successful businessman. There is a younger sister named Annabel Elliot, who is Camilla's sister, and there is a brother named Mark Shand, who has since gone away. On the 1st of November 1947, Camilla was baptized in Street 25, Peter's Church, in Furley, which is located in the Sussex County of East Sussex. Volunteering at the Chailey Heritage Foundation, which provides assistance to young children with disabilities in the vicinity of their home in Sussex, was one of the ways that Rosalind actively participated in charitable activities during the 1960s and 1970s. Following his retirement from the military, Bruce Shand was involved in a number of business ventures, the most prominent of which is his role as a partner in Block Gray & Block, a wine merchant company that was situated in Mayfair on South Audley Street. Later in his career, he worked in Hastings and London for the firm of Ellis, Son and Vidler. Shand's father's habit of telling stories on a daily basis was a significant source of motivation for her to develop a passion for reading throughout her boyhood. During her childhood, she was reared with a variety of pets, including dogs and cats. She started riding at a young age, participating in pony club camps, and finally won medals at local gymkhanas. When she reflected on her formative years, she characterized her upbringing as being perfect in every way. Giles Brandreth, the author of the biography, elaborates on her childhood and the events she had throughout her formative years. Camilla Shand attended Dumrells, a school in Ditchling that was considered to be a mixed-gender institution when she was 5 years old. Queensgate School, which was located in close proximity to her home in London, was the first school she attended when she was 10 years old. Millie was the name that her classmates at Queensgate gave her. Lynn Ripley, a singer known as Twinkle, was a classmate of hers. Ripley described Shand as a young woman who possessed inner power, exuded charisma, and exuded confidence. A member of the teaching staff at Queensgate, the author Penelope Fitzgerald, who was responsible for teaching French, recalled Shand as being a person who was both brilliant and enthusiastic. Nevertheless, Shand left the school in 1964 with only one O-level despite the fact that her parents did not require that she remain there to complete her A-levels. Shand attended the Montfertel Finishing School in Tolo-Chenaz, Switzerland, when she was 16 years old. That school is located in Switzerland. Immediately following the conclusion of her studies at the course, she participated in a program at the University of London Institute in Paris that lasted for a period of 6 months and focused on French and French literature. On the 25th of March, in 1965, Shand was one of 310 debutantes who were introduced to the Society of London. After leaving her family home, she moved into a small flat in Kensington with her partner Jane Wyndham, who was the niece of the well-known interior designer Nancy Lancaster. Together, they lived in the apartment at the time. She eventually moved to a larger flat in Belgravia, where she lived with her landlord, Lady Moira Campbell, who was the daughter of the 4th Duke of Abercorn. She was a resident of Belgravia. After everything was said and done, she found herself residing in the apartment with Virginia Carrington, who was the daughter of the 6th Baron Carrington. The marriage between Virginia and Lord Ashcombe, Shand's uncle, lasted from 1973 to 1979. In 2005, Virginia began working as a special assistant for both Camilla and Charles. During this time, she was married to Lord Ashcombe. During this period of time, Shand worked as a secretary for a number of businesses that were strategically placed in the West End. Furthermore, she held a position as a receptionist for the interior decorating firms Sybil Colfax and John Fowler, both of which were located in the Mayfair neighborhood. The reason she was fired from her job, according to the allegations, was that she arrived late to work after attending a dance the night before. Shand continued to commit herself to her passion for horseback riding into her early adulthood, and she was an active participant in a variety of events that were associated with horses. In addition, she developed an interest in painting and had individual instruction from an artist. Nonetheless, she said that a significant portion of her previously created artwork was abandoned. Shand took satisfaction in a variety of activities, including fishing, gardening, and horticulture, in addition to her enthusiasm for painting and horseback riding. When Camilla finally managed to cement her place in the royal family, however, everything changed. Despite the fact that she was still married, how was she able to come to this conclusion? Which controversies did she have to deal with? Camilla and Charles' love story. Prince Charles was introduced to Camilla Shand, who would eventually become known as Camilla Queen Consort, for the first time in the year 1971. In 1970, Camilla had ended her romance with Andrew Parker Bowles, who had later started a relationship with Princess Anne. Prior to this encounter, Camilla had split up with A.P. Bowles. It was not until Camilla and Charles were formally introduced to one another by their common friend Lucia Santa Cruz that they were able to meet, despite the fact that they were in similar social circles and attended the same events. Their first encounter took place in Santa Cruz's house, contrary to the widespread belief that they had their first encounter at a polo match the first time they met. After meeting for the first time, Charles and Camilla rapidly developed a profound connection with one another, which eventually developed into a love relationship between them. Despite the fact that their acquaintances were aware of their relationship, they continued to attend polo tournaments at Smith's Lawn in Windsor Great Park, where Charles also competed. In addition to that, they frequently went to Annabelle's, which is a club that is exclusive to members and is situated in Berkeley Square, London. As a result of Charles's trip to Plumpton to meet Camilla's relatives and Camilla's interactions with members of the royal family, the relationship between Charles and Camilla deepens. However, when Charles joined the Royal Navy at the beginning of 1973, it caused their relationship to have difficulties, which ultimately led to their separation. There are many other hypotheses that have been proposed to explain the reasons behind their separation. It is indicated in the book Royal by Robert Lacey, which was published in 2008, that Charles considered he had met Camilla at an unfavorable time in his life, and that he did not ask her to wait for him while he was serving in the Navy. There is a notion that is presented in the book Diana, which was written by Sarah Bradford in 2007. This idea suggests that Lord Mountbatten, who was Charles's great-uncle, had a substantial role in the arrangement of Charles's foreign assignment. It was rumored that the purpose of this move was to permanently cut off his relationship with Camilla and make it easier for him to propose to Amanda, Mountbatten's granddaughter. According to several stories, Queen Elizabeth, often known as the Queen Mother, did not support Camilla and instead favored Charles to marry a member of the Spencer family, with whom they had a long-standing friendship. As an additional point of interest, there are rumors that suggest Camilla may have been contemplating the possibility of marrying Andrew Parker Bowles, with whom she had a turbulent relationship that started in the late 1960s. Additionally, there is a thought that Charles made the decision to delay getting married until he reached the age of 30. In the course of her path toward marrying Charles and becoming a member of the royal family, Camilla experienced a great deal of opposition. Camilla chose to be known as the Duchess of Cornwall in order to show her respect for Princess Diana, despite the fact that she was given the title of Princess of Wales after her wedding on the 9th of April 2005. People all throughout the world, including those in the United Kingdom, admired Diana, and her untimely passing in 1997 left an indelible mark on their lives. Camilla's decision to honor Diana's legacy without being overshadowed by it was evidenced by her selection of the title of Duchess of Cornwall, which displayed her regard for the feelings of the general population. It was because of this choice that she was able to gain acceptance from both the royal family and the common population. After the couple tied the knot, there was a significant amount of expectation that Camilla would continue to maintain the position of princess consort for a considerable amount of time after Charles succeeded to the throne. With this title, Camilla was able to stand beside Charles, while still honoring the position that Diana had previously had. This title was considered as a means to commemorate her contribution without diminishing Diana's legacy. At the beginning of the year 2022, Queen Elizabeth II made the announcement that Camilla would be referred to as Queen Consort once Charles was ultimately crowned. This decision signified a significant departure from the norms that had always been observed by the royal family. It also provided evidence of a broader recognition of Camilla's significance and influence within the royal family. Camilla was recognized as a vital part of the royal family, and not simply as someone with a problematic background. This event marked the beginning of a new chapter in which Camilla was included in the royal family. In spite of this particular facet of her life remained the subject of discussion, particularly with reference to King Charles, who was very good at keeping his emotions hidden. The eventual explosion of wrath that he experienced may have been caused by what? How did Camilla come to elicit this attitude, and what acts did she take? Camilla's complicated past. Debate has revealed an important update about Camilla, the current Queen of England. The post demonstrates Camilla's unwavering support for King Charles in the circumstances surrounding his recent cancer diagnosis. Between 1970 and 2005, their relationship, which began in 1970, was fraught with difficulties, which ultimately led to their divorce. Camilla was previously married to Brigadier General Andrew Parker Bowles before marrying Charles. Camilla's marriage to Charles was their first. Although Camilla is related to Charles, Andrew is also partly responsible for the actions that led to this predicament. Despite the mixed reactions, Camilla has remained by Charles's side during some of the most difficult times in his life, such as after the death of Princess Diana. There was a strong bond between Camilla and Andrew, as evidenced by the fact that Andrew attended Charles's coronation. Camilla maintained a close relationship with the king throughout her life. Orlando, he was free to speak. Public perception of important figures, especially those who are members of the royal family, can be significantly influenced by their previous romantic relationships, which can also significantly affect their reputation. The fact that King Charles III may have acknowledged Queen Camilla's ongoing relationship with her ex-partner is an undeniable fact. On the other hand, A former advisor and aide at Buckingham Palace revealed that it is necessary to take into account the fact that King Charles III reacted extremely strongly whenever he discovered any relationship between Camilla and her ex-husband. It is widely believed that the king reacted with a burst of rage, not because of his own insecurity, but because of the particular individual involved. On the other hand, King Charles III is going through a period of turmoil, which has caused a series of rumors to spread throughout Buckingham Palace. As the royal couple adjusts to their new duties as King and Queen of England, there are those who believe that the constant conflicts within the royal family could lead to a quick divorce. On the other hand, there are some individuals who believe that this tension is a natural part of the process. While there are many different views on this issue, it is undeniable that Queen Camilla's close relationship with her ex-husband is adding to the ongoing tension within the royal family. Although King Charles III is known for his calm and patient demeanor, the ongoing unrest continues. It is still unclear how the king will react to this situation. Queen Camilla's friendly relationship with her ex-husband was recently detailed in a fascinating story reported by the British media. There is a lot of tension in the current situation. In what ways did this also cause a split between Princess Anne and Camilla? And who did Charles choose to support? Read on to find out more about this. Tension between Princess Anne and Camilla. Initially, Princess Anne, the only child of Queen Elizabeth II and the younger sister of King Charles III, was concerned about Camilla and the possibility of her becoming queen. Royal biographer Angela Levin examines the initial disagreements that occurred between Anne and Camilla in her biography, Camilla, Duchess of Cornwall, Survivor of the Royals. It was Anne's straightforward and honest approach that kept her at a distance from Camilla for a considerable period of time, eventually leading to a tense and unpleasant relationship between the two. Camilla had a hard time dealing with Anne's cold demeanor. Anne's concerns about Camilla's royal approval went beyond personal matters, suggesting a deeper disagreement between the two women. Princess Diana's designer once mentioned a question that Princess Anne had raised about whether Camilla was fit to be queen. This question not only reflects personal views, but also raises doubts about Camilla's place in the royal family. These views reflect a larger backlash against Camilla's role in the eyes of both the royal family and the public. One of the more interesting perspectives on the relationship between Camilla and Charles, then the Prince of Wales, is shared by biographer Penny Junor. Junor argues that the relationship between Camilla and Charles was a complex combination of factors, including Camilla's desire to demonstrate her independence and overcome the challenges of previous relationships. According to Junor, although Camilla had deep feelings for Andrew Parker Bowles, their relationship was affected by his infidelity, including his other romantic relationships, including with Princess Anne. As a result of Andrew's infidelity, Camilla suffered emotional distress. This leads to a variety of feelings, including a desire to assert herself. To demonstrate her charisma and ability to attract powerful individuals, Camilla intends to establish a connection between herself and an important individual. Andrew has a profound realization after this interaction, demonstrating Camilla's ability to form a connection with an important individual and prompting him to reassess her worth. Camilla desires to restore her identity and authority. This is complemented by the fact that Camilla has fallen in love with Charles. Camilla focuses her attention on developing a strong relationship with Charles, while also addressing the emotional scars left by Andrew's behavior. In spite of this, Bedell Smith notes that a significant number of individuals consider the connection between Princess Anne and Andrew to be of a very casual nature. When Anne thought about her relationship with Andrew, she viewed it as a casual, transitory affair rather than a serious, long-lasting commitment that lacked profound emotional significance. Prince Charles crowned Princess Anne as the next queen. The fact that King Charles III is the firstborn son of Queen Elizabeth II has made him the primary focus of public attention on several occasions during the course of his life. In spite of this, his younger sister, Princess Anne, has been putting in a significant lot of effort behind the scenes, which has resulted in her creating a distinct and essential role within the royal family. Princess Anne has always been a dependable presence, and she is especially well known for her straightforward demeanor and her unwavering dedication to the royal tasks she has been given. Despite the fact that she is overshadowed by her more beautiful family members, her unquestionable work ethic and efforts behind the scenes are sometimes unappreciated in terms of the contributions they make to the monarchy. In a manner that many people do not anticipate, Princess Anne is finally making her appearance. Buckingham Palace was the location of the decisive moment, which brought about a change in everything. Imagine that the beautiful building is teeming with excitement as King Charles III makes his appearance on the famous balcony. As the scene is illuminated by flashes from cameras, the audience becomes silent, and the entire globe waits nervously for the monarch to deliver his significant word. At the outset, Charles makes the statement that the present moment is the beginning of a new era. He said that it was a privilege for him to appoint his sister, Princess Anne, to the position of queen moving forward. People in the audience that had gathered together let out gasps, and whispers of astonishment swiftly circulated across the assembly. Reasons for the existence of King Charles. Decision. It would appear that the choice made by the king was based on a re-evaluation of the royal hierarchy that took place during the last few months. Despite the fact that Camilla has faithfully carried out her responsibilities as queen consort ever since she married Charles in 2005, the king appears to be of the opinion that the monarchy would benefit from a new image in order to advance. It is possible that Princess Anne, with her unflinching dedication to her obligations and her down-to-earth personality, exemplifies the modern royal character that Charles considers to be necessary for the monarchy to maintain its relevance and longevity in the 21st century. Not only is this choice a personal decision, but it also represents something greater. This indicates that there is a possibility of a shift in the manner in which the monarchy interacts with the general people and adapts to changing conditions. Responses came pouring in from all around the world as the news of the royal shakeup slowly went throughout the world. #Queen Anne and #crowning moment are two examples of hashtags that have gained popularity all over the world. Social media platforms were inundated with comments of this nature. An equal amount of excitement was felt by royal observers and fans alike on Princess Anne's recent achievement of rank. One of the most popular tweets noted that Anne was finally a queen who was not afraid to put in the hard work and complete things. Anne earned great appreciation for her attention to royal obligations. This most recent update has further confirmed Princess Anne's standing as one of the most loyal members of the royal family. Her practical attitude has been praised for quite some time, and this update has further solidified her position. Despite this, there are some people who are dissatisfied with the new authoritative figure that has been appointed inside the monarchy. However, there are many who are concerned that Princess Anne does not possess the charisma necessary to represent the monarchy as its public face. A few skeptics have questioned whether or not she will be able to connect with the people of the United Kingdom in the same way as Camilla has done throughout the course of her career. A critic raised the question of whether Princess Anne is capable of connecting with the people in the same way as Camilla does, which brought up the current debate over the qualities that a modern monarch ought to have. At this very time, a royal mission that is unlike any other is taking place. Over the course of many years, Princess Anne has been quietly devoting her time and working hard behind the scenes to establish a legacy of service. As a result of her abrupt ascension to the position of queen, she is now tasked with the responsibility of directing the monarchy into the future. It is possible that the functioning of the royal family will undergo a considerable transformation as a result of Princess Anne's new role within the monarchy. This is because the royal family is adjusting to altering public opinion and their increasing relevance on a worldwide scale. Whether she is able to successfully bridge the gap between tradition and modernity will determine the course that the British monarchy will take in the future. As Princess Anne, who has been in the background for a considerable amount of time, confidently rises into the spotlight, the entire world is currently watching with a great deal of anticipation. I was curious about Camilla's reaction to this statement, which was so remarkable. By making such a significant choice, what sort of message was Charles hoping to transmit to his audience? Princess Anne has taken over from Camilla as the monarch. Despite the fact that she was previously a contentious figure, Camilla has put in a lot of effort to earn her position in the royal family. Since her marriage to King Charles, she has been an integral part of royal life, attending a multitude of engagements and winning over a significant portion of the British people with her charisma and unwavering commitment. Camilla has progressively garnered broad support over the course of time. Nevertheless, her future position is currently uncertain as a result of a decision that has never been made before. It is believed by some that this action is a manifestation of the monarchy's transition toward contemporary ideals, and that the choice to choose Princess Anne as queen may be part of a larger effort to establish a royal family that is more approachable, and approachable to the general public. When it comes to their approaches to royal life, Camilla and Anne come out as strikingly different ones. Camilla is a representation of sophistication and tradition, whereas Anne is a sign of laboriousness and contemporarity. Because of this distinction, King Charles may have been persuaded to assume that his sister, Princess Anne, is the most suitable individual to hold the position of queen in the years to come. More than merely a personal accomplishment, the possibility of Princess Anne's ascent is extremely significant. As the monarchy comes to terms with the problems of the 21st century, this represents a change in the identity of the monarchy. In an era in which public figures are subjected to continual scrutiny and institutions are required to change in order to remain relevant, Anne's no-nonsense attitude and devotion to duty may be just what the monarchy needs in order to keep its connection with the British public. During a time when many people are questioning the role that the monarchy plays in modern Britain, her prospective crowning comes at a different moment. Due to the fact that the nation is going through a period of political and social transformation, the royal family needs to find a method to maintain its connection to the people that it serves. It is possible that King Charles is sending a message that the monarchy is prepared to embrace a new chapter, one that is centered on the importance of hard work, devotion, and a grounded approach to leadership by electing Princess Anne to the position of queen. The public's attitude continues to be divergent, despite the fact that the news of Princess Anne's new job continues to circulate. Others expressed reservations about whether Anne can really modernize the monarchy and communicate with a younger and more diverse audience. While many people praise the choice as a long-deserved recognition of Anne's persistent work, others voiced doubts about whether she can meet these challenges. Princess Anne, on the other hand, has always been a figure of quiet power within the royal family, and this is something that is without dispute. As she assumes this new position, it will be intriguing to observe how she handles the difficulties that come with being queen, as well as how her leadership will influence the future of the monarchy of the United Kingdom. I would appreciate you watching the video. Please leave a comment to let us know what you think. Click on the next video shown on the screen to see other interesting videos, and like and subscribe to this video.